There's a quiet, often painful conversation happening in many families today. It's about adult children, particularly millennials and Gen X, making the incredibly difficult decision to step away from their parents. This isn't about a simple disagreement or a temporary cooling-off period. It's about choosing no contact. This choice is rarely made lightly. It often comes after years, sometimes decades, of trying to navigate a relationship that feels consistently unfulfilling, draining, or even harmful. It's a last resort, a profound act of self-preservation. Going no contact means intentionally ceasing all communication and interaction with a parent. This includes phone calls, texts, emails, social media, and in-person visits. It's a complete cessation of the relationship as it once was. This isn't a form of punishment or a childish tantrum. For those who choose it, it's a deeply considered boundary, often born from a place of exhaustion and emotional depletion. It's about protecting one's own mental and emotional well-being. One of the most significant yet often misunderstood reasons behind this decision is a parent's emotional immaturity. This isn't about intelligence or life experience. It's about the capacity to understand and manage one's own emotions and respond appropriately to others. Emotionally immature parents often struggle with empathy. They may find it difficult to truly hear or validate their child's feelings, especially if those feelings conflict with their own narrative or comfort. Conversations can feel one-sided, always circling back to the parent's needs or perspectives. They might be highly defensive, unable to accept feedback or acknowledge their own mistakes. Any attempt to discuss past hurts or current issues can be met with denial, blame-shifting, or even anger. This leaves the adult child feeling unheard and invalidated. Another hallmark is a lack of self-reflection. The emotionally immature parents may struggle to see how their actions impact others, particularly their children. They might genuinely believe they are doing their best, without understanding the emotional toll their behavior takes. For millennials and Gen X, growing up with emotionally immature parents often means a childhood spent trying to manage a parent's emotions. They might have felt responsible for their parents' happiness or constantly walked on eggshells to avoid conflict. As adults, this pattern often continues. Interactions can feel like a constant emotional labor, where the adult child is always giving, explaining, or trying to fix things, without receiving reciprocal understanding or support. This leads to chronic stress, anxiety, and deep emotional fatigue. They might feel a persistent sense of guilt or obligation, even as the relationship continues to cause them pain. The hope for a different, healthier dynamic often keeps them trying, until the emotional cost becomes too high to bear. Choosing no contact is a heartbreaking decision. It means grieving the relationship you wished you had, and acknowledging that the parent you need may never be able to show up in that way. It's a profound loss, even if it brings relief. It's a recognition that continued engagement is detrimental to one's mental health. It's about setting a boundary that says, I can no longer sacrifice my well-being for the sake of this relationship. This is an act of self-love, not abandonment. If you are a boomer parent hearing this, it can be incredibly painful and confusing. It's natural to feel hurt, angry, or misunderstood. However, try to approach this with curiosity rather than defensiveness. This isn't necessarily an accusation of malice, but a reflection of impact. Consider if there are patterns of communication or interaction that might be perceived differently by your adult child. Seek to understand, even if it's difficult. For other family members, this situation can be complex. It's important to offer support and empathy to all involved, while respecting the boundaries that have been set. Avoid taking sides or pressuring anyone to reconcile before they are ready. For those who have chosen no contact, the path forward involves significant healing. This often means working with a therapist to process past trauma, build self-worth, and learn healthier coping mechanisms. It's about reclaiming one's emotional space. While the relationship with the parent may be paused or ended, It opens the door for healthier relationships in other areas of life. It allows for the creation of a chosen family, built on mutual respect, empathy, and genuine connection. This conversation is difficult, but it's vital. It's about acknowledging the complex realities of family dynamics and validating the experiences of those who have had to make incredibly tough choices for their own well-being. Understanding and empathy are key to navigating these challenging waters.